for this weekend. Welcome, everybody. I'm George the Antique Nomad. Let me find the camera. There we go. Let me see if I can bring up chat here. I think that's my button there. Yes, there we are. So I can see who all is here, and welcome. If you can hear me or if you can't, let me know, because that's always useful information. I am seeing a few people watching here, eager to hear how it went and what sold first. Well, thank you. Hi, Zeno. It's nice to have you here. This is the end of the first day of the estate sale in Boynton Beach, Florida. And I'm going to take you through the house and show you what's left. And I'll tell you, you're going to look and say, oh my gosh, they didn't sell anything. But I just counted, and our proceeds for the day were about $3,000, which was really very good. Hello, Donna. Nice to have you with us. I am here in Boynton Beach at this estate sale house, and there are some really cool things. Let me flip the camera and show you. Hi, Debbie from Chicago, and Bree, you're here. Nice to have you with us. So the first day of the sale went really well. We sold a ton of little stuff. There was so much stuff in this house that we actually unpacked and restocked during the sale. It looks like nothing is missing, but it's because we sold enough that we were able to bring out 5 more boxes of merchandise. So I'm going to flip the camera here. Hello. Hi, everybody. Okay, so the front table here, if you saw the advertisement, is a table that has jewelry and boudoir items. And the thing that was significant was everything that was on the back wall here sold. We sold the French print with the woman in the cloche. We sold the Alexandrite glass vase. We sold some very nice pieces of glass today. But there is still a lot left for half. 40 pieces of jewelry off the table. There's some really lovely furniture in here that just is, it's traditional and it's dark wood, and not everybody in Florida gets that, but the corner cabinet here is going to be $67.50 tomorrow. And someone did express interest, so I think we'll probably sell that tomorrow. Am I on Wi-Fi? I think I am, actually. Yes, I am. Here are poodles. We had a bunch of spaghetti poodles, all of them sold to one gal who was calling her sister, who's a dealer in Ohio, and saying, which one should I buy? We had a lot of dealers in. We could have had even more dealers in. There are some really good things that are still here. The blue sky pottery there is priced well, and we priced everything about half of eBay prices to start with. So we really think that people will really be excited tomorrow, because they're going to get things for about 25 cents on the dollar. And for the resellers, that's going to be a great deal. Still have the octopus. I just love the purple octopus. Over here, let's see what we have on this shelf. So Georges Briard did not sell. It is a great price on the corner cabinet. And actually, furniture in here is well priced, and you'll see more of it soon. There's the cast iron set there. These are various tonala pieces. We really didn't sell a lot of tonala. It's interesting. Florida's connection to the Latin world is a little more towards Cuba and the islands, and so I don't think they know tonala like we do in other parts of the country. We have a lot of Fostoria American. We sold a few pieces today. There's a great amount of it here and some really good pieces. We didn't really sell much of the aluminum ware from the 30s. Hopefully that'll go tomorrow. But we did sell the leather sofa that was here. And because the leather sofa went, we put up tables and we unpacked several more boxes of merchandise. So the tables are now full. This is an interesting piece here. This is a bronze censer, and it is from India. It's got Ganesh, or the elephants, on it there. This is a nice piece of Northwood glass, and I can show you something about Northwood if it shows. Yes, see in the bottom there, then with the line under it, that makes it Northwood. If that line is touching the edges of the circle, that makes it a reproduction. This one is not touching the edges of the circle, so this is original from the 1910s. Northwood was another one of those guys who made glass in England and then said, hey, I could start my own factory in America, and that's exactly what he did. Still have one Pixie. We've got the Joseph figurine there. In this case, we have an entire empty shelf. And yes, this person has been a collector for, gosh, 25 or 30 years and is moving to the other part of the state and is letting go of most of the collections. I love this guy. The exotic bird sitting on the branch there, I think is just really, really cool. And the Schmid music boxes, they're cute. We did all birds in this part of the cabinet because we spent a lot of time setting this house up because there were so many things. We tried to group items. So you saw the dogs were all together, Hummels are all together, birds are all together. That way people coming here were a little less overwhelmed because a lot of people, even at this, said, oh, I don't even know where to start looking. And that can be hard at a sale when you've got a whole lot of stuff like this. And the cabinet is nice as well. The hooked rug almost sold, but it's got a little stain there. So she said she'd come back at half off. And this huge Majolica bowl here, I thought was just really beautiful. It's a big jardiniere. That's one of the Zanesville potteries. The Empire Revival table here is a game table with mahogany, and it has a very blurry. Well, let me see if I can do something, folks. Bear with me just one moment. It is on, so I'm sorry, I don't know why it's pixelating. This one is a very nice 1890s Empire Revival game table. And oh, it's better without the Wi-Fi. Well, that's really what to do. Seems better. Just able to walk through, and yes. Okay, well, I'm glad it's better for most folks. Yes, I would love to have a jardiniere with the stand too. I've only had a few in my career. I really like this piece because it's got this pagoda shape, and someone is very interested in this cabinet. If he buys it tomorrow, it's only $100. We do have some uranium glass here. This is cubist. It looks a lot like the Fostoria American, which was on purpose, but this is depression glass here. Fostoria American are the clear pieces you see, and then these colored pieces are all the Whitehall, which was done by Indiana Glass after they got hold of the molds and redesigned some of the shapes after Fostoria quit making American. American was in production for 70 years, and it was done with the cubes because it was inspired by Picasso. The grandfather clock, now grandfather clocks are not so easy to sell anymore because people use their cell phones and things, but this one, someone's very interested in, and it has a lovely chime, which you may hear depending how long we're on. And we finally were able to get things off of this cabinet as well. Very pretty red lacquerware, and I love this bronze with pan. I'm very surprised that that's still here at that price. This is a nice set. This is Duncan Caribbean with the ruby handles. And Duncan Caribbean sells for good prices still. And the other thing, this didn't sell well, and I'm so surprised because it's really beautiful, and I think it'll sell tomorrow, is Siddenstricker, the glass that you see here. Beautiful pieces, fused glass, really pretty patterns. And I think people maybe were just afraid of the prices, but the truth is the prices we had on them were half of what they were selling for on the eBay. So somebody who recognizes this is going to come tomorrow and have fun, I'm sure. So hopefully if you're in the area of Boynton Beach, Florida, you will come and take a look too, because we start right at 9 o'clock and everything's going to be half price. Let me take this off where you can see it better. This is a Carnival glass trunk base from about 1910, sort of the original pulled and swung type thing. There's a lot of neat prints in here, and this one is a rather good artist who's known for wildlife prints by the name of Polensky. You can see the signature in the corner there. And speaking of being in a corner, I think we're going to have to take it out of the corner so people can get to it a little bit more. We have a 1980s Louis I cart, or Louis I cart, which I think is rather beautiful. Let's go into the kitchen and show you what's here. This cabinet was so full of stuff that I think nobody noticed it. It's a great little size. It's an arts and crafts oak cabinet from about 1910. It's only going to be $47.50 tomorrow. So I think somebody's going to really like that. Kitchenware, well, there's a bunch of little things, a lot of fun stuff. And again, you know, the prices, they already were good. They're going to be great tomorrow. You know, this little bank is going to be $4.50. And then there's Wattware. Well, there's a little bit of Blue Ridge pottery too. You see here the coffee pot. only $15 to start with. It's amazing to me that that's still here. But you know, South Florida is a little different market, and a lot of these are things that are more collectible in other parts of the country. So it's a great place to come shop for them. Here is Watt pottery, and we have got a lot of it. We sold a lot of it too. We sold 2 boxfuls of it, but we had 2 more boxfuls at the ready, so we just put them out. So it looks like none of it is gone, but actually we sold a bunch of this. It was made in Crooksville, Ohio, and they did a lot of really fun designs. And they also had a very active collectors club. Some of these are collectors club pieces that were made by an outfit in Wisconsin. You'll notice the clay was a little different, but the color's a little different. Plus, they always put it was for the collectors club. But the collector club pieces sell as well. Rooster is one of their more popular patterns. This one is butterfly. That's actually a fairly rare pattern in Watt pottery. All of this was hand painted, especially in the 1930s and 40s when they were really big. And then in the 50s, they got into the modernism like everyone else. So you see these drip glazes with the neat little tab handles that look sort of like the way they depict a hurricane in print. We've got tulip up there. So a lot of really nice pieces. Now this house did not have a lot of sort of basic functional items. So we sold a lot of the dishware, and so we were able to close off a lot of the cabinetry. We put do not enter on their food. We figured that they needed their food when they were done. The folks in the house have been just wonderful to work with. I don't usually do sales when the people are living in the house still, but in this case, it made sense. We have a lift. It's got a desk that pulls out, so not. All right, so we got a mirror here. We have more prints. And the print on the back wall there is nice and narrow. It's only going to be $55 tomorrow. And yes, it really is an eclectic mixer. This person collected for years and years and liked lots of different things. This little low cabinet will be $55 tomorrow. And it's got really nice painting with the exotic birds. So I think that should do for somebody. I'm sure that will go. And we're going to go in the garage. This is the last room left that I haven't shown you. Now, when we started in the garage, it was piled high with boxes. And so we really have sold a lot, even though you see stuff on every table. We really try to keep things looking full because that's what makes people want to come and shop more. So more Wattware, and then a nice canister set here, 1920s, really very complete. That's only going to be $24 tomorrow. Can you believe it? There's also several pieces of Manhattan glass, which is my pattern from the 1930s. I just love the concentric rings. They have the vase here, and they have this piece here, which compote, but it actually is used by a lot of people as a martini glass. This ceramic here is by Puritan Pottery out of New Jersey, and I like the cookie jar particularly. This is a neat thing, and I had to be told by the homeowner what this was because I'd never seen one before. I don't know if any of you have, but this is a chimney sweep. This is what they would put down the chimney, and it goes down, you hang it on this, and then you pull, and all those branches come out, and then you pull back out, and that's what gets all the stuff out of your chimney. And this is an old school one, and I thought that was really cool. So it was priced at $40. It'll only be $20 tomorrow, and I think I'll leave it on the floor where you can see it better. There are a lot of sets of china beyond the Puritan, and I am partial to Puritan too, but this is Briar Rose by Salem. That's a pretty pattern. You know, we were only asking $65 for the set, so it's going to be $32 tomorrow. We did sell a couple of sets today, but this person really loved collecting china when they were collecting. Still some functional houseware stuff too. You can see the tools and things that are left. We still have a lawnmower. We still have a leaf blower. I think people who come to estate sales looking for this sort of stuff didn't necessarily hit this one because it didn't have a lot of that, but the prices are going to be great. And this is a really nice set, the Vernon by Royal Dalton. And there are collectors for this. And at this price, somebody should definitely take that. And this pattern is called Durwood. Yes, just like Samantha's mother-in-law would call Darren on Bewitched. Hand truck will be $20 tomorrow. That's a great value. This is a really neat set. This is 1950s from China, and this is decorated with carp. And I think it's a really interesting set. And then we have Geisha Girl from the 1930s as well. This is made in Japan. This guy's cute. You can whistle for your beer. And then this is a box of carnival glass. This is the 1940s era carnival with this cameo design on it. And there's a whole box full of it. It's only going to be $42.50 for the lot. So there's some good deals here. A very nice room size rug, which we would have sold if it hadn't been so big. The guy needed a 9x7, and this is a 10x13. And yes, there's even art and prints in the garage. This is something that a smart reseller should buy tomorrow. This is Fenton. The chandelier has one broken arm, but the shades alone are worth about $125 on eBay for the 5 of them. And those are selling prices. We also have a bunch of aquarium, fish tank aquarium stuff from the 1950s and 60s. I think these are so cute. This is a nice blue luster dragon ginger jar with the lid. An Annalise Santa. That was the only Christmas thing in the house. The rug was $200 and it's going to be $100 tomorrow. Here we have the little tiki god, and that one says made in Hawaii on the bottom. You know, as much as we sold, I'm always surprised at certain things that we don't sell. And I think that when there's so much in a house, people just don't see it all. A lot of people said they're going to be back tomorrow. Are we allowed to shop, or is that a no-no till it's all over? Well, honestly, once it gets to half price, I kind of feel like everyone's had a chance. So part of me says, sure, I should be able to shop, but I am going to leave this to the customers because I want all of you who are in the area to come out and not see it picked over. So I'm sharing with you everything that's here. I'm not going to take any of it. That's an Enesco with a 1970s label. Was that a mini Stormtrooper? No, it just sort of looked like it. And we also have, and these are more recent vintage, but we do have some Coke and Pepsi collectibles as well. We did sell a couple $100 worth of this stuff, but we were very happy to see some things that were a little different category because we have another china cabinet full of Fostoria American again. This was a very serious Fostoria collector. We've got the mirrors down here and the signs, and this really great hammered aluminum 1930s ice bucket. And yes, Jam, there is a lot of great stuff in this place still. And so I hope that we get a good crowd tomorrow. They're going to find some real bargains in here. The resellers ought to be thrilled. I'm going to flip the camera and walk here. No, I didn't actually get first pick, Bria. Bria, I don't generally pick out of estates that I'm going to conduct a sale in. It's just a conflict of interest. I'm going to switch off Wi-Fi again now that I'm in the main room and see if that keeps cooperating. $35. That was half of what they've sold for recently on eBay. It's got everything. It's got the ladle. It's got the cups. I'm very surprised that that's still here, but it is really big. And then this one here is the Tom and Jerry. It's going to be half of $85, and those sell for about $175 online. So somebody who's a smart reseller is going to see this video and show up and buy a whole lot of this stuff tomorrow. And maybe it's somebody out there watching now. So I am so happy that I got to do this. The people I'm doing it for are viewers. I am doubtful that I'll be online tomorrow, Trina, because I think it's going to be so busy that we will have our hands full. We know a lot of people are coming back, and I suspect that now that this is going to be out, that we'll have even more. So I am just glad I got to show you how things were after day one. And the painting behind me here is a local artist by Esteros, so somebody might recognize him from the area. But it was great fun. I just wanted to take a few minutes and show you what I was doing. And well, shipping to Georgia might be something, but we'll see. If it's still here at the end, maybe we can work something out. I am so glad you got to see this with me. I will be doing some sort of a follow up about this sale, so you'll be able to see what you missed that was here at the very beginning. And so, yes, I told Kat, and she said, "Oh my gosh, if it wasn't 7 hours away, I'd be there." So but anyhow, this is Boynton Beach, Florida. This is going to be on from 9 to 2 tomorrow, which is Sunday, the 13th of February. And if you're able to come, please do. And otherwise, I'm just really glad that I got to show you folks what we did today. And well, actually, you're seeing what we didn't do today, but what we did today was another $3,000 of this sort of stuff went out the door. So thank you so much, and we'll see you again soon. Here's the fun part where I try. Oh, yes, she's up in Birmingham. Yes, that's right. Okay, this is the part where I try to end it, and I usually take a whole bunch of opportunities to do that. So I'll see you soon. And that is not it. Okay, thanks, everybody.